Okay, so this is the second recording about software installation in IDSC 3103 database class, where we're going to download installed Toad for MySQL client. Okay, so the first step is going to be to go again to Chrome, and in the address bar type software.dell.com and then /products and then /toad dash for dash MySQL. Again, this link is shown in the PDF that's posted on the Moodle. Once you get to the web page, okay, scroll down to the download freeware button, okay, and then after another sign up, okay, after another registration where you type your name, email. I'm going to use my Gmail. You can use the UMN, doesn't matter. And then fake phone number, as we discussed in a previous installation of MySQL Server. Accept the license agreement, and then go and click that button yet again. And then finally, you'll get to that freeware download Toad for MySQL page. Okay, and the latest version is the first download button here on the right side of the page. You click on that one, and again, depending on your browser, we'll either go directly into the downloads folder as we discussed in the previous MySQL Server installation, or you'll be prompted to download it somewhere else. And again, I recommend documents, programs, and MySQL subfolder we created during the MySQL Server installation, and save the file there. After the file completes the download, close the browser, go into the programs MySQL, and then double click the executable, and then it's going to pop up with bunch of messages. Do you allow Dell, just like you allowed Oracle, to make changes to your computer? Obviously, you have to be admin for all that. I'm again trying to get back the download the installation screens into the recording window. Okay, and then it's it's urging us to close all the programs, so I guess we can close the extra windows. Go next. um, Accept the license agreement, as you typically, as you always do. You can put your name here. It doesn't really matter. And then go next, and then again accept all the default folders. There's no reason not to. I'm going to check this box. I'm going to assume SQL is the common file extension for SQL scripts. That's the one we need. We don't really need all these Toad file extensions. And then we're going to start the install, and you'll get to this so-called updating system window, and that one might take several minutes. It depends on the computer. It depends on how fast this whole thing goes. After that's done, we will launch the software and sort of customize it, and eventually we want to arrive at this connections window. Okay, so this connections window, once we get to it, uh, will allow us to hook up to the MySQL server through this Toad for MySQL client. So this is sort of the key step. Once you get to the connections window, either automatically through installation or later on when you're using the software, you have to remember the password that you created for the root ROOT user during MySQL installation. So that one was the key during the last video, to write that down and remember it, and hopefully you did do that. And then at that point, might or might need to remember the port, which was 3306, which should be automatically remembered. We'll see once it gets to it. So again, this step is going to take a couple of minutes, so we're just going to sort of have to wait it out uh, as long as it takes, and eventually it'll complete. Okay, so I did talk long enough for it to get there. So we don't need to launch release notes, but we do want to start the Toad when complete. Otherwise, um, we're going to have to launch it separately, and we will show how to do that as well. So let's finish first and launch the software. It will take a little bit to sort of reconfigure all the windows, and hopefully, let's see, it will do that fairly quickly, and then we'll come up with this connections window that I need to get into the view here. Okay, so this is the key sort of piece of the puzzle. This is where the Toad for MySQL client hooks up to the MySQL server. Okay, you're always going to be a local host, your root user, and this is where you need to type your password. It will probably be, this box will probably be empty. And then in addition, what you want to do is you want to save this password, and then you want to automatically connect at the startup. So you check all these three boxes, type the password. Notice that the port was automatically recognized, and then we'll try to connect to it. Okay, and once you do, it's going to take a minute to configure all these windows, depending on some steps in the installation. What I want to do is sort of show only the root and the editor. Okay, the root is showing the different objects that exist, and that's also shown in the Object Explorer here on the left. And then there is a connection to the root at localhost shown on the left as well. Typically what I have open are these three: the connection manager, the Object Explorer, and the SQL editor. Okay, and this is where the system objects like information schema and all the other databases, including the ones we're going to use in class, are going to eventually show up. So for now, the only thing that is important that you successfully connect to it. Okay, other than that, the rest of it doesn't really matter. And at this point, I'm going to just close Toad. Okay, I'm going to find it in my Start button, and I'm going to right click, and under More, I'm going to pin it to the taskbar. Okay, so it shows up here. And then I'm going to quickly go and do the remaining few installations. I think I'm going to be able to do it in this single video. So the next installation I'm going to do is for the Notepad++ Advanced Text Editor. Okay, to do that, I go again into Chrome and I type notepad plus notepad-plus-plus.org and then /download. Okay, and this link is again available in the PDF on Moodle. I click, I hit enter, and then scroll down to the big green download button under this large, box looking icon. Okay, and then I click to download, and then download the application in the same folder again under Documents Program MySQL. Save it. Once it downloads, it's a tiny file. We'll close the browser. We'll go back to the let's see. We'll go Documents, Programs, and MySQL, and then we'll double click onto the MPP installer, whatever the current version happens to be. And again, it's going to ask you, do you allow this solver to be installed? Of course you say yes, and then again I keep trying to drag these back into the recording view. It's going to come up with a setup window. You're going to of course agree to the license. You're going to assume or accept the destination folder, and then I will click next several times and install the software, which should take really a couple of seconds only. And then we'll just, for now, we'll run it after the finish so you can sort of see how it looks like. And this is how. All right, then I'm not going to do anything right now with it. I'm going to just close it. Okay, and I'm going to again start, right click on it, under More, pin it to my taskbar so it's right next to Toad. All right, finally I'm going to go under the class folders 01 Intro DBMS and lectures, and I'm going to get myself a Okay, I'm going to, in my case, go to, let's see, I'm going to go to Quick Access Google Drive. Um, the class folder, the Intro DBMS. In my case, I'm going under Slides and Videos, and this is going to be under the Lectures folder, as I just said. It's the ER Assistant compressed zip folder, and we're going to right-click and extract it. Okay, we're going to extract this into the Documents program in MySQL again. Okay, and once you extract it, we will move there, going to this PC, Documents, Programs, MySQL, and you'll see the final application to be installed, the fourth and last piece of software called ER Assistant. You double click on that one. Again, do we want to install there? Of course we do. And we're going to then go through the quick setup. We'll put it in the default folder. We'll accept that all the defaults, and we're not going to create the desktop icon. It'll just quickly install it. This should take just a second. We're going to launch it so you can just see how it looks like, which is really not much right now. It's just a blank screen. I'm going to exit out of it. I'm going to, again, for the third time, start button, right click under more, pin this guy to the taskbar as well. And then I am done with all the software installation for the class.